Hi, my name's Lou Maxwell. I live in Dawson City and I am a health coach. My business is called Cascade Holistic. What I'd like to talk to you today is about messages from our body, what our body is trying to tell us. When I was 19, my mother died of colon cancer when she was just 43. The same age I am as now. It's kind of freaky. Anyhow, she battled it for 4 years. She was first diagnosed with gas. I don't know about you, but gas to me, it's a little bit of bloating, a little bit of noisy places from other parts of your body. But this was more than that. After a couple of opinions, we found a doctor that said it was cancer, colon cancer. After 4 years of struggling, she decided that she was done and wanted a better quality of life, and she wasn't getting that anymore. So she died in March of 1990. It was odd because she was never sick until that point. I never even saw her with a runny nose my entire life. Her kids and her husband are all sick, one after the other. One time we had between bronchitis and pneumonia within 4 months of each other, and she didn't even get a runny nose. Good news is she had just got her driver's license. She was able to take us to the hospital when we needed it. But other than that, she was never sick a day in her life until she got cancer. Now, in my early 20s, I got a round of E. coli. I didn't know how serious it was at the time, but my stomach was never the same after that. It was a little bit more sensitive, so there were things I couldn't eat. As I became a little bit more mature, in my late 20s, early 30s, I finally started noticing that when I'd get stressed, my stomach would bother me. There'd be a little bit of pain, a bit of discomfort, but I finally made that connection that whenever my stomach was bothering me, it was a sign that there was some stress and angst going on. That made me think, if I carry my stress in my stomach, chances are my mother did too. Well, there's some food for thought. My mother was all class. Unlike her daughter, she kept everything in. Everything was all perfect. Everything was fine. Everything was sunshine. Everything was great, dear. She was kind of June Cleaver that way. And if there was anything going wrong with her life and her marriage, I could not even tell you because she did us the favor of protecting us so we wouldn't have to be exposed to that. But what if that came at a price? What if keeping in all that stress caused some serious toxins and inflammation to have a place for that disease to thrive? I don't know about you, but that has certainly made me think. Here's another example. Lance Armstrong, championship Tour de France cyclist. Year-round, you're globally known, best trainers in the world, probably has access to the best foods, the best supplements, active, still manages to get cancer. That's curious, isn't it? How could someone so actively healthy get cancer? Fast forward that clock a number of years. Now we know over recent years what secret he was harboring for a very long time. That had to be a little bit more than stressful, didn't it? Think about it. Coincidence? I don't know the science about that, but it really should make you think and how stress and other toxins can affect the body. Messages are powerful. Whether it's from inside or outside, they're all around us. Everywhere we go, there's messages. In the media, from people, TV, phone, we are inundated with messages all the time. But what about ourselves? How many people have seen a snowflake? They are nature's perfect example of what we are not. Every snowflake is different. It comes from nature. No one's crafted it, but yet it's absolutely perfect. Now, there's a famous scientist, doctor in research, Dr. Masaru Emoto, and he wrote the book The Hidden Messages of Water. And he did some fantastic and fascinating experiments. And he took microscopic pictures of water crystals and found the quality of the crystal directly correlated with the quality of water and the outside influences. So if the water was from a pure lake or stream, the crystals were perfect. If it was from a polluted area, there were some misshapen ones. Same things that were exposed to music. Calm classical music gave these crystals a different structure than, let's say, heavy metal. Even written words had the effect. love written on the bottle versus something like loser or some other negative thought, those words change the quality of the water crystals. Even just thought does the same thing. Think about the people who talk to plants. It's got to be the same idea. Plants are made up of a high percentage of water. So, how is it some people have a green thumb and have all these plants around them? They're starting those plants with love, don't you think? Think about the person that can't even keep a cactus or a dust bunny alive, for crying out loud. Chances are, every time they try and go to water, it's like, oh no, I hope I keep you alive. I don't know, I'm going to kill you like the rest of them. I don't know about you, but if I was around someone like that, if I were a plant, I don't know if I'd want to live with that sort of negative attitude. I'm just saying. But anyhow, this experiment of water and the energy that goes around it that changes its expression, I don't know. How much of our bodies are water? 50 to 80%? We start to dry out as we get a little older, but that's the general rule of thumb. The majority of our body is made up of water. So, what messages are we sending it? Our messages don't always need to be verbal. What messages is it sending us? All those little aches and pains that we get, that reoccurring shoulder pain, that little bit of gas, those headaches, that wrist bothering you, that's our body sending us a message. It's not any different. Think about it as a car, a vehicle. A vehicle has a dashboard with all these warning lights to let you know when the tire's low or the oil's low or you're flat or you're out of fluids. Our body's sending us the message. We just got to know what to look for. It's probably been there all along, but we just never thought that has anything to do with anything. It's just a pain. We're just so used to being in pain and discomfort that it's normal. Well, it's not. We are born perfect. And the rest of it is up to us. I tell people, think of our body as a gift. We were given this gift of life and this perfect body. And that's up to us to how we treat the gift. Sometimes I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I get a gift that I'm not crazy about. And I'll not treat it as well as something that I'm madly in love with. So it's maybe time to really appreciate this gift of life that we've been given. So with the messages that we're sending our bodies about ourselves, what messages is it sending back to us? As I said, pain, those moods, weird feelings, illnesses, these are all signs that our body's out of balance. What are your signals in your body trying to tell you? As a health coach, I do help people tune in with how they're feeling, with what they're eating. Sometimes it's related. A lot of times it is. But to have that pause and actually get to know yourself and pause when those signals come to you, ask yourself, hey, where's it coming from? Recently, I had an injury on my heel just around Christmas time, and I was determined to play hockey. I'm like, you know what? I'll work through the pain. And it was a little tender, but I thought, okay, I'm going to go to hockey practice today. So I grabbed my hockey bag and got my gear, and I'm walking down to the rink, and no word of a lie, a shooting pain, electronic pain went through my heel. I'm like, really? I really want to play hockey. Zzz. Wow. Okay, body, I'm listening to you. Apparently, I'm not playing hockey today. If I wasn't in tune with myself and seeing that as a message, I just would have gone to hockey and I probably would have done more damage to it. But I listened to the little poke that my body was trying to tell me and didn't. So, we all have a template of doing things. We all have a template of being happy. We all have a template of being sad. We all have a way of doing things. Poker players call it a tell. It's a telltale sign. Your mother or significant other or some family members, they can tell, they know when you're in a certain mood, in your habit, there's certain things that you do that tips them off as to what mood you're at. Our body's not that different. So let's run through a little exercise here. I'd like you to join me in a moment, a mindful moment, and I want you to think about something that you really, really want. That you really want, that you really, really desire. It doesn't have to be rational, it's just something that you really, really want, and it just makes you feel a certain way. So think about it, picture it, and I want you, as you picture it, sense about how that is with you. How do you know you want something? What's your expression like? Is there a buzz, or is there a hum? Are you hearing anything? Is there sounds of music, or is it complete silence? Is there a whisper? Are the voices or the sounds that you're hearing, is it close or is it far? Is it loud or soft? Are you seeing it in color or are you seeing it in black and white? Is it sharp and clear or is it blurry? What's your breathing like? Is it deep or is it shallow? Where is it in your body? What's your body language telling you? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your back, in your waist? Where is it in your body? Where are you feeling it? Tune into that. How do you know when you really, really want something? Think about your facial expression. Are you looking at yourself wanting something, or are you feeling yourself? Are you in it? Is there a movement to it? Is it fast or is it slow? Just picture yourself really wanting something. Just take a moment. Can you see it? Can you feel it? All right. Please look up and think about smelling your favorite flowers like roses or daisies. All right. Let's try the second part. How do you know when you need something? It's going to probably feel a little bit different when you need something out of necessity. You know what that is for you. Okay, do you have that? Let's take a look at it. When you need something, where is that now? Where do you feel that in your system now? Where do you feel it in your stomach? What's your body language? What's your breathing like? Is it far away? Is it close if you're visualizing it? Is it in color or is it black and white? Is it focused or is it blurry? If there's a sound associated with it, is it close or is it far? Experience what it is when you need something. So let's just take a moment and see what that is for you. If you see something, if you hear something, if you feel it, where is that in your body? You have it? Okay. Please look up, take a deep breath, and think about smelling fresh baked bread. All right. Now, how was that for you? Could you tell the difference between need and want? It could be in your body, it could be a sound, but there's a template there for you. There is a difference. And if you could find that difference, you can possibly, it'd be a good segue into food cravings. Everything's connected. How can you tell when you're hungry? How can you tell when you're not hungry? Because a lot of our challenges with how we feel is what we eat, and what we eat, and the decisions we make with what we eat makes us feel a certain way, which again sends us more messages. Everything really, to me, my mind can be connected to food. Food is healing and can make us feel wonderful, or it cannot, depending on what choices we make. If we listen to the messages our body is telling us, hopefully that will help us make the right decisions into whether to choose food that's more nourishing for us or not, and make that decision. It'll stop us in our tracks. Something's going on with my body. What did I do differently? What am I eating differently? What am I surrounding myself differently? What messages am I giving to my body to make it react this way? So hopefully that exercise has given you an insight of the difference between need and want, and that can be translated into your desires for food. Do I need something to eat, or do I just want something to eat? There is a difference. And that can be a whole nother section and segment on food cravings. So I hope you enjoyed that session. I hope it has given you literally food for thought. But thank you for joining me in this opportunity. And I hope to see you soon. And please come to my website at www.cascadeholistic.com, or check out my blog with some insights at conversationmotivation.com. Or just drop by my Facebook page and say hello, where I put some interesting insights and daily fun tips on my road to wellness. So